Hi everyone, welcome to our final lecture of this Smart City course. This is where we will try to pull everything together, all 12 weeks into one clear picture. And then we look forward where our city is going and what is your role in shaping our cities. So let's start with. So the course was built on 4 pillars. Let me bring each one back to your mind. The first pillar was the smart governance. We have seen e-government platform that moves the citizen services and other kind of services online. Command and control centers giving city managers a complete live view of what is happening. Citizen participation tools giving residents a genuine voice. And we have also seen that the data-driven decision making replaces guesswork with evidence-based decisions. The second pillar we have seen was smart mobility, which includes the traffic management, the real-time public transit informations, electric and shared vehicles, cycling and pedestrian infrastructure, and V2X connected vehicles. The third pillar we have seen was the smart infrastructure, where we have covered the water and wastewater management, smart electricity grids handling solar and wind, environmental monitoring networks, integrated utility management platforms. The fourth pillar we have covered in this week only, that was related with the emerging technologies, where we have seen the urban AI, the blockchain technology, the 5G, drones and surveillance. The most important idea of the entire course was a smart city is not about having the most of the technologies. It is about using the right technology to make life genuinely better for all the citizens. The technology is means. Better life is the end. In the city, in this course, we have seen several case studies. Let's recall some of the global best practices we have learned in this course. We have seen the case study of Pune and Surat city in India, where we have seen they built integrated command and control centers connecting the traffic, emergency services, water and citizen complaints on one screen. The key lesson what we have obtained from this was when departments share data and work together, the whole city functions better. The second case study which we have seen was about Barcelona, Spain, where we have seen they implemented an open source platform and genuine citizen participation through a platform called Decidim. The key lesson what we have learned here was open platform and participatory design creates innovation. The cities that share their data becomes an innovation ecosystem. We have also seen the example of Singapore, where we have seen the long-term political commitment, willingness to experiment with autonomous vehicles and digital twin year before any other country or other city was testing them. The lesson what we obtained was consistent leadership over many years is what enable ambitious technology to get succeed. We have seen the case study of Amsterdam, where we have seen the sustainability and citizen engagement built into every project from the start, not added later as an accessories or as a later thing point. The key lesson what we obtained from here was sustainability and technology complement each other. They are not trade-offs. Understanding how a smart city thinking has evolved help you avoid repeating old mistakes. Let's see how these smart cities are evolved. So the first generation smart cities was there in the duration of 2010 to 2015. The basis of this generation was technology first. The company sold smart city packages to cities. The approach was, here is what our sensor can do. Now find problem for them. Cities spend crores on systems that few people used. The mistake here was the technology looking for problem instead of problem looking for any solutions. The second generation smart cities, which was the duration of 2015 to 2020, was citizen-centric. Cities started with the question, what problem do residents actually face? They focus on participatory design. They involve residents in creating the solutions, and this becomes the important change. And this resulted into the technology that solves real problem. The next generation, which was the generation 3, was the time period from 2020 to now. This was based on sustainable and resilient. The 3 questions for every technology: does it work? Does it help the environment? And does it reach everyone fairly? The technology is now evaluated based on its efficiency, sustainability, and equity. There are some new ideas from generation 3.0, which are the 15-minute city, everything you need within a 15-minute walk or cycle. It also promotes doughnut economics, that means meeting everyone's need without exceeding planetary limits. It also relies on regenerative urbanisms, that city that restore nature, not just damage it. Now let me go deeper on 2 ideas from generation 3 that will shape your career in the area of smart cities. The first is the 15-minute city. This championed by Paris. The idea is simple. If you can reach everything you need in 15 minutes without a car, life is better. Less pollution, more exercise, a stronger community, lower transport cost. Smart city technology supports this. Local renewable energy, micro-mobility apps, neighborhood service portals, and local food system. They can make this possible. Housing, work, services, all within easy reach. It is both a physical planning concept and a digital service concept. The second approach is doughnut economics. The economist Kate has worked or developed this framework. 2 boundaries. The social foundation, that means the minimum standard everyone needs. Food, healthcare, education, housing, and connections. And the second is ecological ceiling, the maximum pressure we can put on the planet. The climate, biodiversity, clean water, pollution, etc. The good cities operate between these 2 limits, meeting all needs without breaking any planetary limits. The technology must serve these goals. A smart city that is efficient but unequal or efficient but unsustainable will fail the requirements of the citizen. Across all the cities we study, the 5 factors consistently separated success from failure. The factor 1 was the strong leadership. A committed champion who stay committed beyond 1 election cycle. The smart city results take years. Short-term political thinking kills long-term project. Barcelona's mayor champions the open data over a decade. The second factor was the citizen first. They start with what citizens need. Test solution with real users. Measure citizen satisfaction regularly. If people do not trust or use a system, it has failed. However technically impressive it is. The third factor was break silos. The road, water, electricity, health and transport all are connected. Managing them in isolation produce contradictory results. Shared data platform and cross-department teams are essential. The fourth factor was the sustainable funding. Mix of central government scheme, state funds, PPPs, green bonds and user fee. The projects that survive budget cuts are the projects that actually gets completed. The fourth factor was related with the data-driven decisions. The real-time dashboard showing what is working, evidence-based policy adjustment, measures outcome, not just the outputs. Not how many sensors were installed, but did traffic actually improve? Now let's see 6 failure modes. Know these so you do not repeat them in your career. The first was the technology first, buying a system before understanding what problem it's going to solve. This results into expensive equipment that nobody is going to use, and the fixes always start with the citizen problem. The second is related with the top-down approach, imposing technology on the communities without asking them. This will result into the resistance from the people, low adoptions, and irrelevant design. The fix of this problem is engage citizen from day one of your planning. The third problem is vendor lock-in, buying closed proprietary systems, and this can result into the permanent dependencies on one company, inability to integrate with the other platform as well. To fix this, we need to insist on open standards in all the procurement. The fourth pitfall was digital divide. The service is only available digitally. Results at elderly citizens, those without a smartphone, and those with limited connectivity are getting excluded. The fix of this is to use multi-channel access, digital plus phone plus in-person. All capability should be there, all options should be there. The fifth is the cyber security gaps. The connected system create attack surfaces, and this results one cyber attack can disable traffic signals, water system, or surveillance across the city. The solution for this problem is we need to inbuild security from the design, from the beginning. The sixth problem is related with unrealistic expectations, expecting quick win from long-term investments. This can result into the political pressure, shortcuts, and abandoned projects. So, the solution of this problem is make a realistic timelines and a honest communication about when results will be visible. Now let us look forward. What is the technology that will most directly affect your career as civil engineer? Digital twin. This is what I want you to remember. The digital twin is a live 3D computer model of a city or a building or a road connected to a real sensor, so it updates in real time. It is not a static 3D drawing, it is a living simulation of the city or of a component. What can you do with it? You can simulate any kind of policy, like before building a flyover, you can simulate how it will affect your traffic. Before changing the zoning, you can simulate the impact on water demand, school capacity, and air quality. You can test in the virtual world before spending the public money. Also, you can do an infrastructure optimization. You can model energy, water pressure, transport flow, or find any kind of bottlenecks which are invisible from the naked eyes. Also, you can improve the citizen engagement. Show residents a photorealistic simulation of proposed changes from their street. Much more understandable than a 3D planning drawing. Some of the example of this is the virtual Singapore. The centimeter accurate 3D model of entire Singapore's city-state. They use for network planning, emergency simulations. Also in Boston, the shadow analysis for zoning compliance were done using these digital twin models. A theme which I stressed throughout this course was a smart city works best when citizens are genuine participants, not just the user. There are 3 participation modes. Understand which is appropriate in different contexts. The first participation model is embedded model. The citizen controlled decision directly. Grassroots movements, community-led projects, local knowledge-driven innovations. This is highly relevant but slower and harder to scale. The second is the blended model, where citizen initiative coexist with government and corporate projects. The public-private partnership with space and community voices. Balance stakeholders load. The most common successful model for the smart cities. Third, we have network model, which is based on the broad collaborations between government, private sector, universities, civil societies and citizens. We can have a look on multiple perspectives. We can have the inclusive governance and deliberative processes. There are 4 practical participation mechanisms. The first is civic hacking. Technologists build solutions using the open city data. The second is the participatory budgeting, where residents vote on how a portion of public budget is spent. The third is the data trust. The community managed data sets where the community decides how their data is going to be used. And the last is the citizen assemblies. We can have representative groups of citizens which can deliberate on complex city issues. The choosing the right models depends on the scale, the stakeholders, and the cultural context. The successful city often use different models for different projects. Let me speak directly to you as the professional you are becoming. The technical civil engineering skill, structural, hydrology, geotechnical, transport remain essential, but they are no longer sufficient on their own. You require additional skills which will be related with the data literacy, read, interpret and communicate insights from the city data. Know what the number actually means, not just how to produce them. Also, there should be system thinking. Understand how a decision about one system cascades through other. A new road affects air quality, property values, walking patterns, and health outcomes. Also, you need to understand about the digital literacy. Enough technical understanding to evaluate the technology claims, manage technology projects, and talk effectively with software engineers. Also, you should be capable to do an ethical judgment. Identify who gets benefits, who is harmed, who is excluded, and who controls the data. The key professional responsibilities in this area will be balancing complete interest. The technology versus privacy, efficiency versus equity, short-term cost versus long-term value. These are genuine trade-offs, and this will require judgment. Also, there will be a community advocacy. Being the person in the room who asks who is being excluded. Whose data is this? Who bear the risk? Sustainability will make the environmental case consistent, even when it is politically inconvenient. The ethics of a smart city technology is not a separate subject. It is woven into every technical decision you make. The 5 principles for ethical urban technologies are the fairness. The system must not biased or worsen existing inequalities. Regular bias audits needs to be there. Diverse design team should be there, and there should be community representation. The second is the transparency, where citizens deserve to understand how technology decisions affect their life. Then accountability, whenever the automated system make mistakes, who is responsible? The clear reliability chain needs to be established. Then the privacy, the data collected only from stated purposes, stored securely, used only as agreed, deleted when no longer needed. The privacy should be by design, built in from the start of the project. Next is the sustainability. The full life cycle environment impact should be considered. Manufacturing of devices, energy used during operation, disposal of electronic waste. Now, why does this matter practically? Because without public trust, a smart city initiative fails. Citizens who do not trust a system will not use it, will not share their data, and will politically resist it. The public trust is not a nice to have. It is the foundation everything else rests on. So what does a smart city of the future will look like if we get it right? It should able to do a climate action. The AI manage a smart city grid, balances solar and wind. Electric shared mobility will replace the private petrol vehicles. The circular waste systems send nothing to landfills. The carbon neutral or carbon negative cities we will able to see by 2050. Also, the cities will be resilient. The cities will be designed to withstand and recover from shocks like floods, any kind of pandemic, economic crisis, or the power outage. Also, the cities will be based on the circular economy. The waste from one system becomes input for the other system. Organic waste becomes biogas. The grey water irrigates parks. The heat from the data centers warms the building. The zero net waste in the urban metabolism. Also, it will based on the social equity. All these benefits will reach to all citizens of the city. The integrated vision for the smart city is the climate action, resilience, circular economy, and social equity are the integrated goal. They are 4 dimensions of the same goal. Cities that are good places to live for everyone now and in the future. We have reached the end of week 12 and of this course. 12 weeks, we have seen 4 major areas, dozens of technologies, urban case studies, and it all come back to one sentence. The smart cities are not about technology. They are about improving the quality of life for all citizens. The technology is a tool. A tool is only as good as the intention and judgment of the person is using it. The 4 things I will ask you to remember. Stay curious. The technology changes fast. Keep reading, keep learning beyond this course. Always think critically. Do not accept the vendor claim without evidence. Ask of proof. Ask about failures, not just the successes. Advocate the equity. In every professional setting, ask who is being excluded. Make sure benefit reach everyone in the city. Also act locally. Look at your own city with fresh eye. Every city in India has a smart city opportunity. You have the knowledge to see them. Whether you become a structural engineer, a transport planner, a city administrator, or an entrepreneur, your choice is going to shape how millions of people will live. Make those choices with knowledge, care, and integrity. Thank you for your engagement throughout this course, and best of luck with your final exams. I would like to end this course with one sentence, and that was actually the basic principle of this course, and that is the smart cities are not about technology. They are about improving the quality of life of all the citizens. Thank you so much.